What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to today's episode of Solutions. So first of all, as always, I pray that y'all are having a blessed day, and I declare a blessed week over your life. So today we're going to be covering the top 5 business models that students from freshman year of high school up can take advantage of. Maybe even middle school if you put in work, but make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the video. So the first business model is selling snacks. I actually had a family friend who was going to I think it was a private school. I don't know if it was a prestigious public school or if it was a private school, but they basically went to school with kids that came from families with a lot of money, and they were selling the snacks. They were selling like regular, not even king size. They would be making like $10 to $20 per candy bar or per item because they were selling chips too, because the kids just didn't have change. So they would intentionally not bring change, so they would have no choice but to pay $10 to $20 per candy bar. I know that when I was in middle school, which is why I was like, for y'all that are ambitious, like y'all may be on that in middle school, I know I probably didn't have the mental capacity to do it or the guidance, but you could definitely take advantage nowadays with the ease of access with all the content that's being created, as well as ChatGPT, which we'll go into a little bit more in depth later in the video. Selling snacks is always something good. It's always going to be somebody with a hand in the bag of hot Cheetos. So as long as you're the one supplying it, because I guarantee you somebody somewhere buying some snacks right now, especially like basketball games, the whole 9 yards. So the number 2 business model would be having a clothing brand. And especially when you're first starting out, focus on value proposition. Number 1, I'd strongly encourage you to, if you're any sort of business owner or aspiring entrepreneur, look into the movie called Buy More on Netflix. It's like a few other words after it, but it's Buy More ! And something. It basically teaches you how clients think, and the more you understand how people think, the more you can curate solutions for whatever it is that they're looking for. My mentor always says that people aren't looking to be sold, they're looking to buy. If you can understand the thought process behind your ideal customer avatar, it'll make it a lot easier for you to curate solutions for them. For example, if one shirt is $59.99, you could create an offer where you could get 2 for $100, or 3 for $135, or buy 2 get the 3rd one free, or if you buy 3 you get so and so item for free. Those type of offers is what inclines people to purchase from your brand, and that's what really allows you to get your product out as soon as possible. And as you scale, you can honestly raise the prices like we see a lot of brands do. Just make sure that the aesthetic that you're creating, clothing brands are more based on lifestyle than they are the products themselves. So your social media presence is very important, like making sure that you're creating content with the type of individuals that you, like I said, that ideal customer avatar, which means what age group are the people that you're selling to. Obviously in this case, people around your age, but if you're looking to sell to people outside of your school, what are their interests? What type of lifestyle stands out to them? And those are the types of photos that you attempt to create an environment around, and that's how you'll create the demand around your product. In addition to that, you could do holiday sales, like say maybe his and hers bundle, like say you buy 2 get 2 free for whatever it is. That way they'll be able to get all of the colors that you have, and as people acquire your clothes, they're going to become walking marketing canvases. Eventually it's going to be somebody that sees it and either looks it up or asks them directly where they got it from. Always be doing blowout sales, and in order for blowout sales to be effective, you have to always be creating new styles to the best of your ability. Even if, as we see with brands like Fear of God, they just do different color themes or have the same writing but in different fonts on different types of fabric. That's what will allow you to continually be selling to people, because now you can clearly tell the difference between the new clothing and the old clothing. And then on top of that, you can always mix in like events where maybe you do a raffle, like whoever is the 100th order, they receive this limited edition hoodie, which with brands like StockX and GOAT now you could potentially even resell for higher value, which increases the value of your brand, which encourages people to buy from you retail. Definitely make sure you're taking advantage of some sort of online store. I won't say the more the better. I say Make sure that you're optimized on a single platform. Like if you're going to do TikTok Shop, make sure you're taking advantage of TikTok Shop. Make sure you're going through the influencer portal, because those of you all that are unfamiliar with the seller side of TikTok Shop, there's what's called an influencer portal. So you could essentially collaborate with someone, like say you sell curling irons for this example, or say, keep it with the example, clothes. You would find, let's say you sell feminine clothes, you would find a female content creator who does her hair on live or has a feminine audience. Then you collaborate with her, like, look, you list this link on, it's from your TikTok shop, but you list the link in the post. Now it's like, now you're paying them a commission on sales that they generate. So you essentially have no upfront ad spend, opposed to if you had a Shopify store, which is another lucrative example. If you just want to have that online presence where people can go and check you out, you'd have to run paid ads to drive traffic to that platform. But TikTok Shop, those people are already there, and the creator that is marketing your brand, they only get paid if someone purchases. Something that's very important, your customers are your models. This is actually very similar to that influencer marketing aspect that I was just mentioning, but this is really just a brand building thing. So when, like, say you have someone purchase it and you tell them, like, look, if you take a picture and send it back to us when you purchase it, we'll give you a discount code. And that's when they had like the spin the wheel type of thing. Now it's interactive. Now it makes your website more lively. And on top of that, when they send those back, that's you building your portfolio. So now you, like, when you send the pictures back, you let them know that we're most likely going to be posting this on social media. So make it look your best and don't have anything vulgar that may misrepresent the brand in the picture, because that'll prevent us from doing it. Now you're building your portfolio and you're encouraging them to buy more by sending them that discount code. And on top of that, when they enter in whatever type of contact information, which is very essential for it to be on your website, probably Shopify store like I mentioned, now you have a thread of emails and or phone numbers that you can do what are called retargeting campaigns for. So now as you're doing the blowout sales to get all the old inventory out, you're dropping a new release. Number one, the first one is, oh yeah, it's a blowout sale. That's the first email that you send out. You make sure that that 10% discount code has a expiration date. That's what a lot of large brands do. So now it's like they know that it's a blowout sale. They know that they got their discount code, but they also know in the back of their mind that it's an expiration date, which creates that urgency, which encourages them to purchase. And honestly, if you want to be a little disrespectful or intentional, let's say intentional, you can make sure that it expires before your new drop, or you can say this code only applies for certain styles. Definitely be sure to collaborate with people that honestly have juice in whatever space you're in, whether it's athletes. I went to a HBCU down south, and apparently the band is more important than the athletes. So make sure you collaborate with the band majors. Make sure you collaborate with the athletes. You may even get them some merch for free and just take a picture with them, whatever. That type of stuff is branding. And make sure that there's always a call to action. Even if it's something smooth, even if you tagging them and their audience is coming to your page, make sure that there's a call to action that's highly visible. And make sure that you reduce the amount of time that the client goes from seeing your item on said individual to purchasing. That's why Amazon is so successful, because they have buy with one click, which is something that was put in perspective for me following the Buy Now movie I told y'all to check out. Well, it's a documentary. Be sure to collaborate with people that have skills that complement yours. Like if you're good with sales, maybe you want to collaborate with someone that understands inventory, that understands supply chain, and find someone that's really good at marketing. Maybe they understand how people think. They understand the whole retargeting campaign, the whole systems in place, that whole aspect, and that's how you will build a team. Hello. What's going on, y'all? It's Cam from Solutions. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to all the black-owned businesses out there. Shout out to all the HBCUs out there. With that said, I hope y'all enjoy the video and that y'all have a blessed day. I'm bro. Third business model is unboxing them all together. Barber, loctician, nails, any sort of cosmetology. People will always need haircuts. People will always impulsively spend money on things, give or take, that they do or don't need, honestly. Like, It don't matter what kind of job they work, hair and nails is probably always going to be done. The type of style that you get is really what makes the difference. But from what I've seen, the margins in hair and nails, especially like the loctician side, the braid, insane. So that's a skill that you could take with you and go crazy with. Make sure that you practice on your close friends. Whoever will let you do it, if it's free, whatever, just improve your craft, because in the space dealing with anything cosmetic, your results is what will be your marketing strategy. You'll have your own marketing strategy within your business, but your product is your marketing. Business model number 4 is landscaping. This is honestly good if you live in the Midwest, because in the summer you mowing lawns up until basically fall and winter. Well, fall you raking leaves if some people are real picky or have a lot of trees. In the winter you shoveling snow. So that's something that you would have to learn how to hedge seasonality. You would have to have some sort of skill set that would allow you to take advantage of, let's say, every season. Be sure to network with your family and maybe even family friends or regular friends, because those are the people that are most likely to give you the opportunity just because they mess with you. And another tip is, if they don't let you, you see who really mess with you or cares about their lawn. Put it that way, because some people actually care about their stuff. But if they let you do it, they really mess with you, and you see that you got a supporter in that person, and that's somebody that you may be able to collaborate with on business ventures down the line. Like, shout out to Joe Jr. Landscapes. He actually started his landscaping company while he was in school. My mentor with 1822 Enterprises, black-owned construction company, he actually put me on to him. He was like, his business is doing well. Another method for reaching out, let's say marketing, is just simply door knocking. People in your area, especially the people that maybe you don't know personally, but you always wave to them, or you see them in the neighborhood, or they see you. If you can't get to them, make sure you leave in some sort of flyer. Even if you have a handwritten note, that's better than nothing. Before we get into the 5th business model, I'm going to go over a few tips that will help you take advantage of the business models that I've listed previously, if any of them have piqued your interest. Number 1, do your best to find a mentor in this space. Mentors honestly cut your time in half. Throw everything else out the window. You having a direct relationship with someone that's in a position that you're looking to go into can tell you exactly what pitfalls to avoid. They can tell you exactly how to market yourself, exactly how to present your offers, exactly what offers to make. And if your mentor really is succeeding in this space, they may even support you with resources. Resources isn't always capital. They may connect you with someone that could be a supplier for, say, your clothing brand. Next thing, make sure you're leveraging social media platforms. Make sure you're digesting content around your business model. Maybe even ChatGPT if you need help putting systems together for your business. That will also help you cut your time in half. Next tip, make sure you collaborate with people that you trust. It's very important that you do your best to vet your people. Ideally, somebody that we say is sandbox, but as you hear it all the time, day ones may be some of the worst people to collaborate with. So make sure that you collaborate with people for their skill sets and for their business prowess, and not friendships. Because honestly, business ventures, anytime money gets involved, that will either strengthen or dissolve your friendship. So make sure that you know the type of person that they are before you go into it. Because honestly, personality really does dictate whether or not you all are compatible in business. Next tip, and this is very important, please be intentional in who it is that you are sharing your dream with. Because if you're sharing your dream with someone that's closed-minded, they're going to immediately dismiss your ideology. I was speaking to someone, he was like, money isn't everything. In my eyes, yes, business is about producing income and providing livelihood, but if we don't build black businesses, the black community will be no more. Because honestly, the only reason there's grants out here is because it's tax deductible, not because they're really trying to rebuild the black community. If they were really trying to rebuild the black community, we wouldn't be where we are today. So we have to be the ones that come in and do it on our own. Next thing, which is also important, make sure you're learning how to leverage credit. If you're under 18, make sure that someone that you know that's financially literate, make sure you try to have them to put you down as an authorized user on their card. You can let them know that it won't affect their credit at all. And when they go to request the card, make sure it's sent to their address, because then you literally have no way to affect their credit. So make sure whoever it is that you have put you down as an authorized user, that they actually have a good credit score, and make sure that you're monitoring your own. Credit Karma is cool. Do your best to look into it. Make sure you do research on everything that I've shared before you go into it. But one thing that I can say, if you do nothing, nothing will happen. So don't be afraid to take action. So this authorized user status is actually what allowed me to have over a 700 credit score before I had my first credit card. And my first credit card had a $2,000 limit, which is, it's not great, but it's decent. It's better than a $400 or $500 limit. And that was simply because my mother put me down as an author. If you all want to learn more about that, we actually linked the video that I created on credit down below, so you all can check that out. Like I shared, make sure that you're doing your own research outside of what I share with you. Even though I showed you proof of concept, the video, those are literally my cards. Those are literally my cards. Please make sure that the people that you're doing research under, if they're not showing you the cards, make sure everybody else that's creating content around it is saying the same thing. Put it that way. And if you're over 18, make sure that you leverage credit cards. Number one, be responsible. Ideally, do not spend money that you don't have. Number two, behind that, if you know that the money that you're spending is going to create a return, like you're spending the money on business, your risk tolerance will have to be a little bit higher. That's just what being a business owner is. But you using credit, number one, you get points. My credit card, you get different amounts of points, or maybe even cash back for some credit cards for different categories. So if you get 2% cash back on shopping and you're literally about to spend thousands of dollars a month, you're going to be getting 2% back on all of that money that you're spending. And most credit cards that offer points or cash back, they offer some sort of 1x points on all of the purchases, or 1% back on all of the purchases. In addition to that, as you use it and you pay it off, it's going to build your credit score. What you'll notice is, as you approach the 12-month mark, they'll start to offer you limit increases. Like for mine, I had a secured Bank of America credit card that went from $300 to $2,800. And that was something because I was using it consistently. So you use it and pay it off. And that lender can see that he's actually using this amount. And you're probably going to spend $300 a month. Like honestly, I think I was spending that when I was in high school. So now they see, okay, he needs more money. And the higher the limits that you get, the more money that you'll have access to scale your company outside of your liquid capital. Next tip, be sure to reinvest the profits. Even as a business owner, try not to go over your spending limit. If you're going to spend $1,000 on ads, don't spend more than $1,000 on ads. It's kind of like that risk tolerance that day traders have. Like, don't go past your stop loss, bro. Like, cut your losses. Either cut your losses or know when you need to scale progressively. Like, okay, if you spend $1,000 this month and the return was high, maybe next month you raise it 50 or 100 or a few $100s. But don't just go crazy unless you have some strategic strategy, or unless you know that we're coming up on the holidays and people are going to be buying more than they typically do. So always be strategic in how you're handling your finances, basically. And if you're not good at finances, say you just strictly sales, but you don't understand the back end aspect, you need to get you, I was gonna say a shorty, like maybe find a female, or if you're a female, find somebody else, whatever. Find somebody that you're cool with, a friend that can handle the other aspect that complements your skill set. Earlier I mentioned retargeting campaigns. Always be trying to find ways to sell to your existing customers. People that have purchased from you before are the people that are most likely to purchase from you moving forward, because they've already expressed interest in your product. So when you come up with these new styles and you already have your ideal customer avatar down packed, now you know this is what they're looking for. You know that this ideal customer avatar like them ugly flared pants now. So the next style that you drop may be them ugly flared pants that everybody is wearing, like everybody from Atlanta. But honest to God, it's better than them super skinny jeans that you see in Atlanta. So either find ways to sell to people that have purchased from you in the past, or be sure to be looking into ways to scale to other schools. So if you in one high school, and this is super dope, if you in one high school and you know that it's a rival game, like say you go to Morgan Park and you know that they about to play Simeon, which is Battle of Vincennes. If you come up with some Morgan Park versus Simeon shirts,
Or you come up, if you at an HBCU, you come up with a shirt where all of the players are on the front and the schedule for the team is on the back, the games, and you creative, bro, you're going to sell out. Like, you're selling your shirts at the games. Like, you're going to sell out, and you're going to build relationships, and you're going to have juice. You're going to be plugged, because the teachers, even if they're not supposed to solicit, they're going to talk about your brand. And people, all they do nowadays is talk about other people. And the people that have a good head on their shoulders and they want to learn for themselves, they see the brand as hard. Regardless of what they're saying, that's driving traffic to your page. So even if they go to your page, say your social media page, and they don't purchase, Instagram and TikTok, they see that people are going to your page, so they're going to put your social media pages on people for you page. And now your reach is greater. And now you have more data that you can create that ideal customer avatar that I was telling you about. I keep using it because that's something that's going to be essential for you to be successful if you truly want to be a business owner. Learn ideal customer avatar if you learn nothing else. And last tip before we go into the 5th business model, which is super cool. Honestly, don't be afraid to diversify. Make sure that you focus on your business model until honestly it's almost on autopilot. You have systems in place and it's producing consistently. When you diversify, honestly, there's no age limit on when you can acquire real estate. You can open an LLC and you can buy it under the LLC when you have the capital to do it. Make sure that you have a mentor in that. That's something that you really should have a mentor in. But if you understand real estate and you leveraging the capital that your business is creating to expand your portfolio of assets and other asset classes, you're literally becoming a serial entrepreneur, and you're becoming what a lot of people want to see today. And you're becoming what a lot of people want to be today. So also a part of this is you having the opportunity to acquire competitors. So say you run Morgan Park with your clothing brand, but you know that somebody else runs Simeon with their clothing brand. You may purchase Simeon clothing brand, and now you selling your brand at Simeon and you selling their brand at Morgan Park. And now you taking advantage of all of that. So say they doing in high school, honestly, you could, bro, I done seen kids make like 4-5 figures a month with a clothing brand in school. So you may come to them like, look, I know that your business is going to do, let's say, $100,000 in profit this year. I'll buy it for $300,000. So without further ado, the 5th business model is marketing. So if you have a strategic skill set and you understand how, let's say, algorithms work, you understand how influencer portals work, you understand how Google pay-per-click ads, how Shopify stores, like I was sharing logistics, if you understand how all of that works, you could essentially sell your services. So now you're making money off of all of the complementary business models that I just mentioned previously. So not only are you scaling their brand, but you're improving your craft and you're building your portfolio. So now you can scale from high school businesses to maybe even larger businesses, maybe local black-owned businesses that don't understand marketing, don't have technology in their business, that don't realize how much money they're leaving on the table by not being accessible on, let's say, DoorDash or Uber Eats. A part of that is content creation. If you want to be a streamer or some sort of content creator, please make sure that your content is appealing. Please make sure that your content is engaging. If it's not, you'll have to, like I said, learn your ideal customer avatar and make sure that you're creating content that they want to see. Please remember that you can also do any combination of the following, but if you're going to build multiple brands at once, I strongly encourage you to make sure that they complement one another. So with that said, please don't be afraid to do any combination of the following. I strongly encourage you to make sure that you have them clearly defined and separate, and honestly, please make sure that they complement one another, because that's what will actually help you be successful in scaling. Ideally, if you're going to diversify, focus on one thing and invest in other things once that one is almost on autopilot, as I shared previously. But if you know that you're good at marketing and you know that the person that is whose idea the clothing brand was in the first place is good at sales, then y'all can scale both brands at the same time. So with that said, if there's something that I didn't cover today, make sure y'all drop that down below, because we could do a part 2 on this. I believe that this is a very important video because I know it's a lot of kids, and either high school or college that want to build their brand. So, man, make sure y'all drop that down below. Make sure y'all like and subscribe as well. And like I shared, have a blessed day.